Alright, so Temur Marvel. We're just trying to spin things, and then we've got through the breaches to put giant things into play should we draw them. Yeah, I was actually thinking about doing that Python, we'll see. I think I'm gonna go to the gym in the morning, but assuming Moto is still dead when I get back about 11 or so, I'm probably like 10:30 or so. I will probably play a little Warhammer. No, these cards get unbanned very soon, Wannabe Beetle. They're unbanned, tomorrow, the day after. It's much easier to be doing better than when I'm playing Legacy. Click on my username there, Yahenny. Should allow you to get where you need to go. Yeah, if you wanna, the Legacy videos yesterday were really miserable. They were just bad content. I didn't upload them to YouTube. If you're a Twitch sub, you can view them in my past broadcasts here, but just like fair warning, they're not worth watching. You are welcome to investigate yourself as to why they are not worth watching, but I will say there is a reason I decided not to upload them. They were not good games of Magic the Gathering. I will not be dipping back into Legacy. Legacy is just going to go to the list of all of the other formats that we don't normally play, which means I will play it for a $100 donation and nothing less. It's easier to be happy when I've gotten a pile of money to play a format that I don't normally play. So I can't Marvel this turn. Obviously I can cast Marvel this turn. I can't spin Marvel this turn, but next turn I can harness lightning just to gain energy and then spin this. We've played EDH on stream before. The 1v1 EDH are not particularly good magic, but you know, $100 is $100, so here I am. I got a few standard donation decks in the queue. It's going to be interesting to see how those go. I think I'm going to play the 4 that I have donations for before I accept more. Put these bits towards Zada. Sounds good, Yahenny. I'm going to have to like look up what those cards do at some point before I build it. Eaton Tordes, thank you for the 7-month 3 subscription there. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Wow, that's incredibly rude. Wow. How am I? Can I draw through the breach, please? The people demand the spice of Zada. Thank you, Squid Squad. I agree. Mandic Abrade is great. I think the card is very good. Emrakul is 15 mana. Getting into buying my first physical AOS champion cards, any decks that I enjoy the most. The 3 Wizard Destruction deck is the one that I've been enjoying the most, but I think it's probably worse than the Prime Control deck. I think the Prime Control deck is probably the most powerful of the decks that I've played so far. I might do some champions in the morning. We'll see. I'm definitely gonna take the opportunity to go to the gym in the morning, but I might do a few hours of champions while Moto's down. Yeah, the Death Quick Quest deck is fine. That's the one I've been playing whenever I have play death cards queue come up. What's being unbanned? All these cards are being unbanned. They're rotating out. That means they come off the ban list. I've not played any of the Chaos decks yet. That's not true. I played like 1 game with the aggro deck, and it seemed aggro-y. This is going about exactly as planned. We do have a full house. You're not wrong. Martyr friends, okay. Mardu, okay. That makes more sense. It's like, I don't remember a Martyr Friends deck, but I often forget decks that exist in the queue, so. They suspended a Gargadon. I guess that doesn't surprise me since they have Restore Balance. Unban Mental Misstep. Thank you for the 6-month resub there. I appreciate the half a year. I'd be pretty confident if we were playing poker. Here, I think we're going to be just like casual 49 CMC in hand NBD. I'm conceding here because my opponent's going to sacrifice all of their lands to the Greater Gargadon, which means I have no more lands. This first deck might be a quick one. I had someone donate to want to see Whirler Virtuoso, and I went through a bunch of different iterations of stuff last night. This card's probably just not good enough. I probably should have rejected this one. Definitely feels quite a bit medium. Got a K-Grip, but I've got a couple of Negates here. These Harness Lightning seem bad. I guess the Birds of Paradise are pretty bad against the Restore Balance deck. No, no one ever paid for it to be played on stream, Zaka. And that's part of the reason why, I stopped doing legacy content. Because, just like Modern, this is true in Modern, too. A lot of the decks people donate to see are, the decks that are more strange and interesting, right? But, decks that are strange and interesting in Legacy tend to just be, rancid piles of dog poop. Is their primary issue. Got a Counterspell and a Marvel. Need some ways to charge my laser up, though. Please remember, if you're going to offer criticism of a deck list, you need to be constructive and specific. If you're uncertain on how to do that, you should read the chat rules you click past when you entered the stream, because it gives specific details on how to be constructive and specific when offering card suggestions. If you are not constructive and specific, you will get a 10-minute break. Details on how to submit decks can be found in the stream information section below the stream. There are rules. There are no rules. This is Sparta! I basically feel like I'm just sitting here kicking people into a pit most of the day, if it makes you feel better. The rules even pop up on mobile now, so just actually no excuse. What are you referring to, Death Eater? Are you thinking, are you asking about my comment to Whirler Virtuoso or things in... Yeah, I agree, Numbers. Like if you enjoy playing prison decks, brainstorm decks, or losing with turn one combo decks, like Legacy's got fine gameplay. It's possible I should just like hang tight this turn because they could stick their As Foretold. I could have my negate up for that. So I've got 2 energy from the Rogue Refiner there. We'll pick up 2 points of power from this Attune. In general, people don't donate money to see stock deck lists. Death Eater is what happens, and like non-stock deck lists in Legacy like break the mold of being prison decks or being brainstorm decks a lot of the time, and then they're just like playing a collection of cards just like much worse than what other people are doing. Stream Decker appears to be current, I believe. I thought I did it. Did I not do it? Yeah, Stream Decker is updated. Remember, Stream Decker on mobile is bugged. I almost wish they'd turn it off because like it's more annoying being broken. I might message them about that and be like, can we just like disable it because it's broken all the time. Yeah, I'm just not dipping into Legacy for Legacy is just gonna be like every other format where if it's a format other than Modern, I'm just gonna like expect a $100 donation because like again content that's not Modern is also less popular, so I lose money that way too. I lose money playing the League. I lose money because it's less popular, so there's less views. Just like yeah, yep. Oh no. Oh no, don't. I don't want you to stop my Aetherworks Marvel. I love my Aetherworks Marvel. Hawkage, thank you very much for the 3-month resubscription there. I appreciate that. I'm doing well, Shadows Fall. How are you this morning? Because there is a ton of content on decks that are like really powerful and good, and there's much less content on things that could potentially be interesting. And like this, decks that are interesting aren't always bad. They just have a higher likelihood to be bad. And in Modern especially, Modern's a format where decks that are not tier 1 tend to often still be very reasonable, and that's just not true in a format like Legacy, which makes what I do here much worse in Legacy because the decks are just worse on average. I guess I should just spin right away because if I spin into an Emrakul, I get the extra turn. That's probably the case. There are lots of things in Legacy that are neat but bad. So, do I take Woodweaver's Puzzleknot here to take a redraw? They could have an Abrade here is the issue. If they have an Abrade, I'm like really sad. I'm just gonna take the Woodfall Primus. I think it's definitely Woodfall or Puzzleknot there. I either wanna respin next turn or get a threaten to play that also kills their As Foretold. both of those are like pretty good options. No, I don't want to Stone Rain them. They're playing a Restore Balance deck for those just joining us, so taking them off of a land rather than their As Foretold is a pretty big mistake. This card is not legal in Standard, thank you. It's banned. The green-red mid-range deck that's coming up is going to be a great example of if we hit matches where our cards are okay, it'll be fine, and if we don't, we'll concede, move on with our lives. They left Blood Moon in against us. That's deal. I'm fetching in response, not because I need the basic, but because I want the energy for Aetherworks Marvel. I actually don't even have a basic to go get because they're in my hand. Fetch lands have Marvel synergy, that is correct. There's a good chance this 6/6 just like kills them in 2 turns, right? Or Emrakul kills them now. Hopefully Emrakul kills them now. Squid Mama would love to wrap you up in her tentacly embrace. Welcome to Thunderdome. Look at that, the old perfect you, just like take all your cards away. This little piggy went wee 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 all the way home. I don't think I want Dispel. Yeah, I'm just gonna run it back. Harness Lightning seems kind of medium. Woodweaver's Puzzleknot is probably better. They haven't played any creatures yet, other than what's it called? I guess, does that make Bristling Hydra better than Harness Lightning? It probably does, right? So another outlet for my energy as well. Let's do this. I mean, the Marvel putting Woodfall Primus into play there was probably going to be fine. If you get Ember Mama onto the battlefield, she's going to like do her thing and like tear your opponent asunder. I like Woodfall Primus too because it's like pseudo castable, right? Like our deck technically has 29 mana sources in it between the Attunes and the Servant of the Conduits. So I think like 8 mana cast my Woodfall Primus is like something I can do. I was looking for another threat that had synergy with Through the Breach and like could be castable, and that was definitely the one that I came to, and it's like, yeah, it seems fine. Pretty sure this is a mulligan here. Having 2 Emrakuls in my opening hand means that my Marvels are much worse. The rest of my cards are like okay, but that seems pretty terrible for me. This also seems terrible for me. I guess if I draw a green source, this hand is very good. Dang. Ring-a-ding-ding. Do I consider myself a heretic in Hooglandia due to my lack of a desire for its highbound? No, it's okay. It's okay, Darnia. We don't kink shame. If timeouts aren't your kink, it's okay. It's okay. They're not for everybody. Thank you for the 8 months there. I appreciate that. Welcome back. So we've got a Greater Gargadon on suspend for the opponent. So if they had their nut draw here of like Greater Gargadon into As Foretold Restore Balance, we're probably just like dead to rights. Second, Ember Mama. Not particularly great for us. Is this when I get my training sword? It is, Voxicon. Thank you for the 6 months there. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for the half a year. Prepare your training. Yeah, Cardsphere, heard nothing but good things about Cardsphere. The fact that they let you like cash out your points at any point too is great security as well. Faithless looting, yep. What does casting cards on your opponent's end step do? Why not just cast it on your turn 1? I'm not sure. Like, I need an example or context like what you're asking. Ruined a piece. Dang it, Jeff. I've watched you more of these months than I've watched TV in years. Keep on, keep it on. Thank you for the support there. I appreciate that. Thanks for the 5 months. Thanks for putting your Bezo bucks this way this month. All right, and then they haven't done their thing here, and we got a Whirler Virtuoso into 6 energy, so both Marvel and an untapped land will be good draws next turn. And all of our lands are actually untapped lands, right? I don't think I have any fast lands in this deck. Pretty sure I don't. Yeah, no, zero fast lands, so... They binned a Chandra, Torch of Defiance, and a second Gargadon. And again here, like, they missed for a turn, but if they go as foretold Restore Balance, we're actually just dead, right? Because they have this Gargadon, so they can, like, play as foretold, sack all of their lands, then, like, do the thing. Maybe I'm supposed to make a token there. So... I'm probably just supposed to windmill this, right? Just, like, no questions, just jam it. Welcome to the Space Jam. I think this is a Space Jam type moment. Yeah, it's very true. Like, if this resolves, we like win the game on the spot, right? Yeah, it's unfortunate. Yeah, I think I messed up and should have made a Thopter token at their end step. Could be attacking for 3 here, so they're going to 15. I'm going to make a Thopter token at their next end step here, and then we've got them dead in 3. The servant is a grizzly bear, at least. The grisliest of all the bears. Speaking of grizzly bears, the lack of long tusk cups in this deck might be a mistake. The card gets big fast. Get to do this, get this, do this. Deck for 5. I don't think I'm playing around like an anger or something. Like, even if they have it, like they don't have another red mana. Like someone else mentioned, we need to race Restore Balance. And like, I can't just not play out creatures to play around Restore Balance because they have this Greater Gargadon. So like, I'm going to lose all my lands too. Well, the Hydras are out of my sideboard. I think if I was going to play a card like Cub, it would be in the main deck. Nah, I just don't think we're beating that Detroit, so I don't think it really matters. Because, like, remember, their balance isn't going to be followed by 0 pressure, right? Like, if they hit a balance, they're going to have a Greater Gargadon very soon afterwards. Alright, so we're dead. Or just like a Blood Moon. Please cast Blood. Flashback Faithless Looting. Deal. Resolves. This is the build for X Whirler Virtuoso deck. Yeah, Ancient Stirrings could be okay. I don't know, you have to cut something. Maybe it's just like better than the Birds of Paradise that I'm playing, but I also just like wanted the ability to turn 3 through the breach on some consistency. Look at that. It's a bunch of Thopters. Thoop, thoop it up. Thoop it up. Do. You have a Spell Snare? Was that I have a Spell Snare take, or I'm not paying attention to Magic Online take? Alright, need to fade a Sweeper for 1 more turn here. World Breaker is unplayable with Through the Breach, though, is the issue. Like, Woodfall Primus is, like, really good with Through the Breach. That might have been a reading pause. Yeah, you're super right. There are probably people that have just, like, never played against that card before. It feels like 2016. The white card in their graveyard is Restore Balance. They're playing an As Foretold deck. The lucky few. If you have to read Puzzleknot, you come from a happier place. Look at that. Scoreboard. Mediocre mid-range baits. This is the reason why this deck was good in Standard, right? Like, the fact that it could cheese people was one thing, but, like, the fact that past cheesing people, you're just like, let me play, like, 2 and 3 power, guys, and give you the business. And you're just like, all right. So we got one game in that match with a combo, and we got one game in that match with, just, like, Virtuoso beatdowns. Morning, Brain. Silk Starcraft, thank you very much for the brainy Twitch Prime support. I know there's a lot of great people making a lot of great stuff on Twitch. Thanks for supporting mine this month with that. I don't know if this is keepable. I guess I have interaction and I, like, build some power. But I also just, like, have this Emrakul my opener. I guess the Emrakul my opener is fine if I, like, draw a Breach. This hand's, like, happy if it draws a Breach, happy if it draws Marvel. It's, like, pretty okay if it draws, like, Whirler Virtuoso. I played Blue-Red Prison in a PPTQ on Saturday. I didn't lose a game to the finals where I lost. I got second. I feel you gotta work on that. You gotta spread those losses out. As someone that was my SCG during the Swiss. I lost. I was 8-1 in games against humans in the Swiss. And then I lost 1-2 in the quarterfinals, which made me 9-3 in games against them, but I lost 2 of them in the quarterfinals, so, like, that was the match that mattered. You appear to be playing against Celestial Colonnade. Everybody's favorite. Polluted Delta could be a budget fetch for Jeskai. It could be a 5th fetch for blue white. Could be a Esper Brew. Could be a lot of different things still. The donation queue will remain in its slowed state until it gets under 40 cards. Or under 40 decks, sorry. So if you click into my deck submission rules page, it notes that things are still slowed there. You left all of my toys. Smart. Charge my laser. Attack with my bird. Make the message loud and clear what's going on here. Would it be bad for Magic if they made prizes less top heavy? I don't know. Everybody seems to think that first place prizes being large is what matters the most, but for a sake of consistency and, like, allowing professionals to exist off playing the game, that's actually something that could probably help a lot. The fact that, like, first versus 8th is such a huge discrepancy. Like what for an SCG open? Actually, I'm gonna look at that really quick. I think it's 10 times the difference. Events, SCG tour opens. Yeah, it's 10 times the difference. Like this is something that actually hasn't been brought up, but I'm not sure people thought about it that way. Like you have to lose, if you lose in the quarterfinals 10 times, it's the same money as getting first once. But they're not the same points, right? So like, why are the points this close, but the money's this far apart? Like points are supposed to represent how well you did in the event, right? So like, if this is worth 10 times as much as this, why isn't this 10 times as many points? Right? Like, it always felt strange to me. But I am certainly hugely biased in my opinion there, as someone who frequently loses in the quarterfinals. Yeah, so top 8 should give like 3 points. Exactly. Yes, it is. It's because it's gambling. That is exactly why. How often do players top 8 split very infrequently? We're very dead here. Top 4 split pretty consistently. As someone who's top 8'd, you know, 15 opens or whatever, 13, 14, 15 opens, I forget how many at this point. Top 8 splits are pretty rare. Top 4 splits are pretty common. Good morning, Jeff. Take my Bezo buck. Zeke, thank you for the 6-month resub there. I appreciate that. Welcome back. So I want to just increase threat density here, and I'm going to bring in some counter spells. I'm going to trim these puzzle knots. That seems good. Let's do that. Well, you have to do something at the end to decide who's the ultimate winner. Like I understand why single elimination is a thing, but like you don't have to like have the prize pool of first versus fifth be 10 times the difference, right? So I put Woodfall Primus in the deck as opposed to Worldspine Worm because my theory at least was I can actually pay mana and cast Woodfall Primus some amount of the time, because our deck actually has a lot of mana in it, right? Like there's only 21 lands, but like Attune with the Aether is basically more lands, and Servant of the Conduit is more mana, so like I don't think casting Woodfall Primus is like an absurd thing to think that we could do. You appear to still be subscribed to the channel, Consenti. Remember, when you resub, you need to refresh the browser page to send the notification through. The Basic Potato. B-Day resub. Happy birthday. Hope you have a good one. Thanks for the 4 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. This is my Rogue Refiner. There are many like it, but this one draws a card. If they have a Logic Knot here, this is a good thing to Logic Knot. Like, is a threat that draws a card and also charges me up. Yeah, Aetherworks Marvel triggers on itself if it gets destroyed. It was actually, in Standard, you would frequently play out your second Aetherworks Marvel to Legend Rule it and make 2 energy. Reduce the boot to testicles feeling. Yeah, I don't think the energy mechanic in and of itself is inherently bad. I think the manner in which it was balanced was poor, which is kind of to be expected in a way, right? Like this is a new thing they'd never done before. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, 8. So first, but I guess first, so I don't know that that translates 100% directly, April, because in poker, there's a difference between 5th and 8th, right? So there's definitely some translation there, but the fact that like 5th and 8th and like 3, 4 are different muddles it up a little bit, I think. But like the 4x, they're like, if you compare 1st to 4th or 1st to 5th, like it's only 4x there, that seems plenty reasonable. Like, why does it need to be 10x? Thanks for the 10 months, Kazenti. I appreciate that. We have no power, chat. The power plant is off. Our energy restores have been devastated. Stony Silence. I don't think I'm winning this game with Aetherworks Marvel, so I'm gonna let that resolve. I'm actually just gonna move to hand size here and discard this rather than not hold my negate up, I think. Yeah, that's true too. They definitely, like, we lacked like pithing needles and like good ways to interact with these things. Like, another part of the issue, especially the reason why Marvel got banned in Standard, why did they print Marvel and let it cast the spell in a format with Ulamog and Emrakul? Like, who on the design team thought that was a good idea? Like, how did that one make it out of development? Would they have rotated out? I know they changed it, Zaka, but they would have been in Standard together for a little while regardless, right? No, the Magic that we ended up playing yesterday was really terrible, and I decided it was bad content, so I didn't upload it to YouTube. If you're a subscriber, you can watch the Twitch VOD, but I'm not going to be archiving it. There's a reason I decided to take a break and stop playing Magic. So, I don't know if I don't think this deck really has the tools to be super competitive in the format. I think there's possibly a Marvel deck that could be good, but I think it probably involves being Jund and not Temur. I feel like there's probably like discard spells are basically the crutch that like hold up your interaction in this format for like your more degenerate things. So I think, unless you're talking about the leagues from last night's leagues are on YouTube. Yesterday morning's leagues will not be, because the legacy games were not good. The only thing worse than people like that are people that need to self-fillet in front of others by validating their opinions. That's great. No, I don't really play limited. The reason I don't play limited on stream isn't because people don't want to see it. I don't play limited on stream because I don't enjoy playing limited. Yeah, the Vintage Belcher didn't get played because nobody plays Vintage online. Yeah, the fact that Magic tournaments don't just like scale prizes with attendance is offensive. And before you say, but Jeff, wait, there's gambling laws. Screw you, Pokemon does it. And if Pokemon can do it, so can Magic. Except they don't want to, so they just get to like put their middle fingers to the sky and say gambling laws. We can't when that's a cop-out. But Hef, they're gambling laws. Nope, the other people do it too. Sorry. All the money goes to the tournament organizer. Yeah, we'll see. Artifact will be interesting. It's gonna be the first card game that's like truly focusing on competitive. But like, as somebody who's spent a lot of time focused on competitive for card games, there's definitely a much bigger market for not competitive. I don't know if Wizards themselves says gambling laws cube April. I'm pretty sure they just don't comment on it. But that's what all the other mouth breathers that try and defend that decision cite as an example. Valve is good at making competitive games. The problem is that, like, there isn't a big market for competitive TCG gameplay is the thing that concerns me. Like there's like, here's, if this was all the video gamers in the world, this is the amount of video gamers that are interested in playing a digital card game, and this is the amount of video gamers that are interested in playing digital card games for money. So like, is this center group big enough to like make that happen? I don't know. It might be. I genuinely don't know the answer to that question. But like, card games are definitely a niche, and competitive card games are a niche within a niche. I assume we're dead here. Modern is the only competitive format in Magic where there are 50 viable decks and everybody hates all of them. It's just, it's just how it works. There's so many different decks you could play, and everybody hates all of them. Dig, thank you for the 7-month resub there. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thank you for the continued support. I'm going to bring in some of these cards like it could matter, but we're probably dead to rates here. Woodfall Primus is not quick enough. Whirler Virtuoso is not quick enough. Well, I guess I probably want this just to, like, charge my lasers. That's probably worse than Woodweaver Puzzleknot. Like, what does viable mean? Can you win games with it? Sure, this is modern. You can win games with anything. Can you top 8 a tournament with it? Yeah, if you play well and run hot, almost certainly. Is it the best deck in the format? Definitely not. It's full of clunk. Ender, thank you for the 5-month resubscription there. I appreciate it. Welcome back. Is this a bad matchup? This matchup's not bad because of the lack of interaction. This matchup is bad because the small amounts of interaction that we have aren't often backed up by a quick clock. It's not interaction that beats combo decks. That's a very common misconception among inexperienced TCG players. Interaction isn't what's good against combo decks. It's the ability to kill them while you disrupt them that makes you good against combo decks. I mean, where you are playing it doesn't really matter either, Dimitri. Like, unless you're showing up to a tournament that has, like, 30 people playing at it every week, the same 30 people, metagaming modern is nonsense. It's not something you can actually do. I believe we're 1-1. 1-1 sounds right. We are 1-1. Look at that. I get to Doomblade this. Doomblade's exciting. Well, we have some breaches to patch up here. So the thing you have to remember is that the only thing Magic players enjoy more than playing Magic is complaining about Magic. It's just what we do. It's the type of people that we are. It's not Magic's fault, it's just, it's who the player base is. So, I would like to clear up a misconception that people have. Channel Fireball, the person, people always talk about they don't raise prizes because, the TO wants to pocket the money. Channel Fireball doesn't pay out the prize money for Grand Prix. Wizards of the Coast pays out the prize money for Grand Prix. Grand Prix prize money comes out of the Magic the Gathering marketing budget, their marketing expenses. They're considered advertising for the game. The TO gets all the money regardless with the way the system works. That's something that I think a lot of people aren't aware of. It's like the next level, right? It's the meta complaint, complaining about people who complain. SCG pays out its own money because the SCG circuit is an independent circuit. Look at that, I've got a Negate for this Gifts Ungiven. Getcha. Yes, Channel Fireball has nothing to do with the payouts. Channel Fireball is just doing what they've been contracted by Wizards of the Coast to do. I agree, Velik. In my opinion, if Magic events were restructured for the way they actually act in 2018, Magic Grand Prix should be treated like conventions. They should be treated like Gen Con or Comic Con or any of these other things that expect you to pay an entry fee to get in the door. Subsidizing the entire event with just the people who play in the main event is silly. Obviously, they have some other, like, side events make a small amount of money and vendors too, but, like, the main event entrants are, like, what are making a lot of the money there. That seems silly in my opinion. They should be tiny Magic conventions. They shouldn't be, like, all the focus on the tournament. Spin to win. Nice Blood Moon against my Birds of Paradise Lay the Land deck. Good play. Strong play. Maybe I'm supposed to have Rogue Refiners instead of Puzzleknots just because they kill them. Well, I guess I'm probably comboing to kill them. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just gonna run it back. I guess Stroke could be okay. They left Gifts in against us. I don't know that I really have anything else I want to cut, though, is the issue. Seems decent. It's got a Breach if we draw an Emrakul, and it's got some cheap interaction. It's also got a Puzzleknot, assuming that we draw a what's it called? Assuming that we draw a Marvel. That's a good draw, because it means I can fetch Basic Forest with this, and then a red source with this, and still have access to all my basics in case they left Blood Moon in their deck still. This is a great example of people boarding in Blood Moon when they definitely shouldn't be. I actually don't know Python. I don't think they have a lot of that documented, which is a little annoying in a way. No, generally speaking, when the Storm deck combos off, they're not... If you're not applying pressure to the Storm player, when they kill you by a country mile. They don't kill you by the skin of their teeth. Valakut Titan. I always love playing decks that have good Valakut Titan matchups because I hate that deck. Maybe I should not do this here because they could like Ritual plus Gifts Ungiven and get me. Yeah, I probably should wait on that fetch land. Interesting. Interesting. Bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see if it pays off for him. Maybe I'm not supposed to tap out for this again. It might pay off for him because I don't have a Braid up now. Yeah, maybe I'm supposed to just like leave a Braid up here. I'm gonna Dispel a Ritual here. And then hopefully they don't have land and another Ritual. I think I should have left a Braid up here so I could have Braid this in response. That was a mistake on my part. I'd like to kill this one with fire, please. Alright, so the Puzzleknot means that both Marvel and Emrakul are good draws here. Oh, I guess I could hold this other Abrade up again rather than enter the Space Jam. Yeah, I'm probably supposed to do that. That was loose. I'm gonna die now and I'm stupid. I'm a stupid salty boy, chat. This is not deterministically dead. I'm gonna ditch the rituals here. Yeah. So for those that like mental shortcuts, the mental shortcut to deterministically dead is if they have a creature in play and they have 3 red floating, you're dead when they cast Gifts Ungiven. But this is, they could definitely brick off. This is lethal because they have Best in Flames, so they drew a ritual into a Manamorphose. I have 0 drop frames on my end, Brian. So if I would have held up a Abrade there, we would have gone Negate into Marvel. And then the spin would have gotten a respin at least. Yeah, I should have held up the second Abrade there. My brain just went into I didn't have red mana, but Aetherworks Hub was actually red mana there. So it was bad to not hold it up. This is fine. Not exciting, but fine. It's got like a Doomblade into a 3-drop. Eight months? About time I did a name change. Why is there no milk on Bant? Because they are lactose intolerant. What's going on, Jay of Hoaglandia? Thank you for the 8-month resub there. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Got a couple of negates and a stroke in the board. I assume we just need a fast combo to not be dead here. Yeah. For future reference, you just like shouldn't come into random streams and ask rules questions. There's lots of good places online where you can like talk to actual Magic judges to get real answers. Don't trust random people on the internet. Go get informed answers, Ruined. Just good life advice in general. They let just anybody post things on the internet. Make sure you're getting advice from a correct, good quality source. When I have them built and I know what we're playing, Brain, they'll be in the queue. I have some random decks in my article that'll go up on Cool Stuff Inc. tomorrow. There's a small preview of that article that's unformatted in the subs Discord. Has some standard deck ideas in it. Urhwat, thank you for the 9 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for the 3/4 of a year. Yeah, as soon as I have things, I usually put them in there. Although I think I forgot to put this one in there last night. It just says for Whirler Virtuoso. Could the 6 mana base afford to play Field of Runes? I don't think so. Aether Hub takes up quite a bit of slots, and you have to cut your land count down to fit Attune with the Aether in, because Attune with the Aether is basically a land. So, like, you don't want to play, like, 24 lands like most mid-range decks, because Attune supplements your land drops. I'm just gonna be done with this. This deck is, when you cheese out your combo, it's okay. This deck isn't quite interactive enough or fast enough to really be competitive. We're gonna move along with our lives here. I don't think Ancient Stirrings fixes either of the problems I just... And again, that's actually a good point. So, like, people are hammering in on Ancient Stirrings. That the two issues that this deck has are, one, that it doesn't interact fit quickly enough, and two, that it's not linear enough. And, like, Ancient Stirrings doesn't help you linear faster. The problem with this deck is that while you can put Aetherworks Marvel into play consistently early, you can't do that while also generating energy. So even if you get your Marvel down by turn 3, you're not spinning it till turns 4 or 5, and then when you finally spin it, you're not guaranteed to actually hit your card that wins the game. Coop Graham, thank you for the 7 months. I appreciate that, and welcome back. And Ginger, thank you for the 2-month resub. I appreciate you re-upping. Loving the Magic and Warhammer content. Awesome. I'm glad you're enjoying the Warhammer game. It's been a lot of fun. I might do some Warhammer tomorrow morning while Moto's on downtime. We'll see. If not in the morning, definitely tomorrow night. All right, what do we got? What do we got? Speaking of slow and maybe not interactive enough,